I think chaos is just the norm now, isn't it? It's
Yeah. So what about music education is so important for the students at Dr. Brass School? Why is music class so essential?
well, it's essential in any school. It's at Brass. I think the biggest things are there's definitely a sense of belonging that's created through our music classes and our band classes. I think it creates a camaraderie. I know in our upper years that the music classes are part of our arts academy, so those kids become very close knit. And it's there's definitely that working together that music teaches. It's a team sport. I consider music to be a team sport, and I think it's just another way through curriculum for us to promote that sort of interaction between kids. Also, I mean, it's an ultimate way to teach multiple intelligences, which is something I'm big in. It teaches kids lots of cross-curricular things. Like, it's very relevant.
And what's it like getting back to music education after the pandemic? Do you think that music education is playing a unique role in kind of helping kids reacclimatize and get back to normal and stuff like that?
And not only at Brass, but all my schools. I think what I have seen is that the kids who are involved in music, it's helping them have some sort of normal. And even through the pandemic, like, we were lucky enough here with our band programs that we were able to play pretty much all the way through last year and this year. We were able to, I mean, there were limits on full band rehearsals and things like that, distancing and things like that. But it gave the kids some sense of normal, some sense of belonging. There was still that connection. I think the biggest thing we missed during the pandemic as a society was the connection to others.
Before you got this most recent grant, what were the gaps in the music program? Why did you apply? What gaps were you trying to fill?
The biggest gap I find is at that elementary level. Elementary specialists have become fewer and farther between, and I mean, some of that is just the financial implications of how budgeting is done in Saskatchewan with education. The pie is the pie, and the pie keeps to be shrinking, it seems. So as the pie shrinks, some of the things that have disappeared have been elementary music specialists, elementary music infrastructure. At Dr. Brass, our elementary music infrastructure was quite poor.
What are the biggest changes that you've noticed since you've got the grant? Are students more engaged in music class? Obviously, it's able to be more inclusive, more kids are able to participate.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's got an instrument to play. I know our elementary teachers are using the instruments mostly. Everybody's got something to play. You don't have to triple up on a tambourine. You don't have to double up on an African drum. Everybody's got something they can play, and they're instruments that are functional. They're instruments that are useful. If you're doing boom whackers, you don't have to trade the boom whacker anymore. Every kid's got their own. You can put 2 or 3 on a part because we've got 2 or 3 sets. We can double up kids.
And why is elementary music education so important? Will that support the pipeline of music education to kind of have stronger enrollments in middle school and high school? Do you see those differences?
Absolutely. I think having a strong elementary general music program sets your kids up for success when you start to offer band and choir, and it gives them a background, not just theoretical. It's nice to have kids who can read music when they come into band in grade 5. And that's one of the things I've found since the elementary specialists have waned a little, is that we teach a lot more music reading in grade 5 than we did previously, because it's just not being taught because there's no spot for it. You have to develop your ear, and if kids aren't exposed to making music at a young age, that ear never develops. So you need those kids to be able to experience that music making, so that when they get onto a band instrument or they get into a choral situation, then their ear has some familiarity with what's going on.
What would you say, because obviously coming out of the pandemic, we're hearing about a lot of school boards across Canada really having to fight tooth and nail to keep their music programs well funded and pride of place. What would you say to anyone who is skeptical about the importance of music education in this moment? What would your message be?
Come watch a kid play. Come see the joy that they have when they play. Watch the way that they learn. When they're playing music, they're just learning. And not just the musical aspect of it. They're figuring things out in a more holistic sense. And so just come watch it. Like come experience it.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to share or talk about? Or?
Just thank you to MusiCounts. Like, we're very grateful for the support. I think the work that MusiCounts does is fantastic. It's really helped us. Like, both times we've got the grant, it's been just a boon to what we do at Browse.
Oh, well, that's awesome, and we're very happy to be able to help. So, and thank you. I know it's been probably a wild 2 years to be a music teacher. So thank you for everything that you've done to kind of keep it going when it probably hasn't felt as easy as it should. So
it's been a ride, hasn't it?
Yeah, I can only begin to imagine, Scott.
Well, I mean, as a teacher, as a parent, I got 2 little boys at home who are grade 1 and 2, and you know,
wow. Okay.
The ride, it's been a ride for everybody, and
yeah.
You know, hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel here.